Hey everyone, Daniel, Jeff, back again for another movie review, and this time we're going anime.
Again.
Have we done anime before?
Yes.
Which one?
Evangelion.
I mean, a movie.
Oh. I don't know. So, besides Evangelion, no.
Yeah, and I didn't even post those yet. We're looking ahead to a July movie that's going to be, this is the original anime. In July it's going to be adapted to a live action movie. Produced by James Cameron and directed by Robert Rodriguez. We're going to be doing the anime today, Battle Angel. Battle Angel is based on a manga like most animes from the early 90s. This came out in 93. And we're actually reviewing the ADVE dub. There's a large difference with character names and things like that. Like the main character in the ADV version is called Gally.
As in the movie, she's named Alita.
Yeah, and also I believe in the vid version, her name is Alita again. Basically, this is a story of a inventor called Ito, who also has a part-time job as a fighter. He's a hunter warrior, and he finds this head and torso of a girl in the scrapyard, and he takes it home and he rebuilt her into a girl. From there we go into everything from Gally wanting to find out what Ito does at night, and then she finds out he is a hunter warrior. She does happen to run into a human boy named Yugo, who dreams about going up into Zalem, which is a castle that floats above, what's it called? Scrap Iron?
Scrap Iron City, I think?
Yeah, Scrap Iron City.
Something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't think if we were referencing a Sonic game or not. It's like Scrap Brain Zone. This is broken down into 2 OVAs, each one of them about 45 minutes long. The first one is basically what I already said. It's called Rusty Tears. Oh no, Rusty Angel. And it's basically Gally figuring out what Ito is doing. She meets Hugo, and then she wants to become a hunter warrior. That's pretty much it. We also find out that Ito is a repairman. He helps people who are half robotic, who either have gotten their limbs stolen, who have been destroyed by other robots. So that's his daytime job. You want to point out the obvious stuff, since you already mentioned Evangelion?
The voice of Shinji, Spike Spencer, is in this show, who voices Yugo. And then there's a few other characters for Evangelion who voice these actors as well.
Because this is done by ADV, and ADV really recycled their actors in the 90s. So the person who plays Ito also happens to be one of the voices who played Professor Fuyusuki in Evangelion. This movie is actually voice directed by Amanda Wynn Lee, who is also the voice of Asuka in Evangelion, but I don't believe she does a voice. At times Gally does sound like her though, but we didn't really look at the credits. The first part is kind of weird because they introduce Hugo and then he kind of disappears. Like he's not in the first episode.
Yeah, basically.
They introduce him, he does some stuff, and then... Or no, he introduces himself to Gally. They form a friendship, and then he's not in the rest of the episode. He doesn't show up again until the second part, which is called Tears Sign. This is actually the more compelling of the 2 episodes because Gally's already a hunter warrior. She's getting money. she finds out that Hugo is a thief actually and a criminal.
Yeah.
And she tries to help him get to Zalem. And it is... Some of the action scenes are really good. It is really bloody at times. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff in it where, you know, this would have been better if it wouldn't have been 2 OVAs and it would just have been one complete story. Because the act break really hurts the tension. And also, like I said, Hugo literally disappears halfway through the first episode, and he's, you know, more or less the driving force for the second episode. He gives his backstory, which is kind of tragic. Spike Spencer does a really good job voice acting Hugo. You always know it's him, though.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear it, it's like, oh, that's Shinji. Professor, I believe his name is Jonathan Landau, who does Professor Fuyutsuki's voice and also does Hugo's voice. He's pretty good. There's this whole subplot about Hugo and his ex-lover, who is also voiced by another Evangelion character. She's actually voiced by Ritsuko's mom in the flashbacks of Evangelion.
Hugo. Wait. Don't you mean Ito?
Who?
Hold on. Say Hugo's ex-lover.
I mean Ito's ex-lover.
Yeah, exactly.
Ito's ex-lover is also voiced by Ritsuko's mom from Evangelion, and they have like a kind of weird subplot where they're jilted lovers, and everyone's trying to get to Zion, or no, Zeron?
Zolom.
Zolom.
Zalem or something.
Zalem. Yeah. There's a lot of different references to other anime. If you actually watch Iria, Zalem is the name of the main villain from that movie. And there's a character in here with a big hat who's also in Aria as the main villain. You never really get to see what Zalem is. Everyone just speaks about it as this place of greatness, and we have to get there, but we never go there, and that's kind of the point. Hugo's whole purpose, and he ropes Gally into believing in it, is Zalem is this thing, and they need to go there because it's perfect. There's a little bit of social commentary in there, being that Scrap City is for lowlifes, degenerates, criminals, and they picture Zalem as this great place. Any thoughts?
Like what?
What did you think of it? I thought it was okay.
It wasn't bad.
I really thought the 2-act structure hurt it. I thought it could have been integrated better. I hope Robert Rodriguez does it better in the live action movie. I like the character designs. Some of the robots were really interesting. Any particular fight scene you liked?
Actually, not really, man.
I kind of like the ending sequence. It kind of ended on a bummer, but it was still kind of interesting to watch. I kind of think it's recommendable. The action when it happens is really good. There are moments, especially at the end, where you kind of feel sorry for certain characters, and they do try to build characters. It's just, it's not strong enough. So, you want to give it a score?
7.8.
That's too high. I give it 6.3. No, 6.7. So that brings us 7.1. Yeah, I still think it's a little too high, but it's perfectly fine. Does this make you want to watch the movie? Let me ask you that.
Yeah.
I was on board with the movie as soon as I heard Lullaby for an Angel, which is sung by Maggie Stifler, who played Tara in Sons of Anarchy. So I kind of find it interesting how in the trailers for the upcoming live action movie, her eyes are actually bigger than in the anime. I kind of find that funny, but yeah, that's this kind of makes me want to watch the movie upcoming just to see, because there's a lot of potential in this show, but it's not really recognized. So, any other thoughts?
No.
Alright. Thanks for that rousing speech. We'll be back later.